Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. I would like to wish all of you a welcome, very warm welcome to the history class of Pace A C package of PKBM Pemuda Pelopor Kota Sukabumi. First thing that I would like to do is I would like to introduce myself first. Hello everyone, my name is Lisan Sidki Zulfahmi. You could call me Kang Lisan or Kang Lee. I am a teacher for your history class in this academic year. So that today we will begin our first meeting and also first material entitled "Why Do We Need to Learn the History?" in the theme of Introduction to History Studies. This material is available in two languages, that is Bahasa Indonesia and also English version. You are watching the English version right now, but if you feel uneasy to understand the material in English version, you can move to the another video that available in Bahasa Indonesia. Let's begin our study for today. Okay, everyone, before we continue to the main material of this meeting, let us understand the learning objective of this meeting. The first one, after you are done with this material and understand all of the material that you have to be done, the first one, we hope you all will be able to explain the definition of history studies and the connectivities between cause and effect in the history studies. And the second one, you all will be able to explain the importance of history studies for life. For life, that is the learning objective for this material. Okay, do you ever heard the words that sound be like this? Hananguni, hanamangke, tan hananguni, tan hanamangke. That is from Sundanese language idiom from Amanat Galunggung, which tell us to the people in the present and also in the future. Uh, that means there was before, there is now. If there wasn't before, then there isn't now. These words was tell us and also teach us that there is any connectivities between the past and present, and also there is connectivity between present and the future. It's impossible to for us to live in the present without our ancestor already live in the past, and that's very impossible for us to continue our legacy, our life to the future, to the people of the future, if we did not live in the present. That's why this word also teach us the importance of history. That is very important for us to learn from the past so that we will not make a mistake in the future, and also that's why we have to learn from the past so that we can be prepared and be excellent to preparing the better future of the human life. Let us start to the first material, that is we will understand the etymology of history. So no matter you learn anything else, but the first thing that certainly we will do is understand what is the meaning of the words, that we can learn it from etymology. In bahasa Indonesia, history known as sejarah. Sejarah took word from the Arabic language, that is sajaratun, means tree. Why? What is the connectivity tree and the history? Tree symbolizing growth and continuous development. In this case, the constant growth of a tree is interpreted as origin, history, genealogy, and saga. So we just imagine that how tree then it could be ground, that is any leaf and also woods, that is very very symbolizing the history that ground. And there is after the leaf that usually will have like a fruit that we can get and take it. Okay. In English language, history, also will be called as history, is took from the Greek language, that is historia, that means clever person. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, history means the study of a record of past events considered together, especially events of a particular period, country, or subject. Certainly, there is not enough for us to just learn a word of what is the meaning of one definition, just come from the etymology. That's why we also need to understand what is the meaning of words or the description that we have to understand according to expert. The first one is from Edward in 1982. He told us that history then is a continuing and ending dialogue between the present and the past, with the historian serving as guide and interpreter. That's why, in the conclusion, Edward told us that history is an activity of dialogue between the present and the past. We so it's really like how you then communicate with your parents, just like to your mother or your father. That is the history activity. Okay, the second one is a very simplified version from Jackson in 2005. He told us that history is a record of the past. So that's enough. A record of the past. It's very simple, right? But another one from our historian from Indonesia, also Mr. Kuntawijoyo, told us that history is a reconstruction of rebuilding the past incident to be contextualized to the present of life and the future. So it's a little bit challenging. So the past is not just for us to see and not just for proven our life in the present, but also we have to contextualize what already happened in the past to be a learning for us in the present and also our generation in the future. That's why I make the conclusion: history is a study to learn from all of these experts. Yeah, history is a study to learn about the incidents, peoples, countries, or lives in the past to be contextualized for the people in the present and the future. That is the definition of history. Okay, everyone, let us continue. Next, we will have some recognizing to the father of history. That certainly everything in this world will always be the beginner. Just like our independence, there is a father of a nation, Insinyur Soekarno. That's why in the history also we have the father of history. He is Herodotus. We never meet him because he already died before maybe we before our great grandfather also lived in this world, because he was lived in 484 before century until 425 before century. He's known for having written the histories, a detailed account of Greco-Persian wars. Herodotus was the first writer to perform systematic investigation of historical events. He is referred to a father of history, a title conferred to him by the ancient Romance orator Cicero. So, because he write that book entitled Historia, that's why he then decide to be the also known as the father of history. Okay, but the most important thing, if we learn something, certainly we'll ask the question, why do we need to learn of the history studies? As of you maybe really hate the past and just want to move on and forget the past, we will move on and be prepared for the future. But that's a wrong decision also. We still have to learn from the past. That's why there are several things why do we need to learn of the history studies. The first one is we can understanding the human behavior and the values in the communities. For example, we can recognize who we are and how the family we are belong to is from the history. That is what is the meaning of history in these words. That is like from the story of our like from our brother or sister, how our parents be like in the past. That is one way we understand the human behavior, just like in the history. Why we learn the history then. Okay, the next one is we can avoid the past mistakes so that it will not be happen again in the present or in the future. So we can learn from the mistake in the past so that the mistaken could be avoided in the present and also in the future. The third one is help us to know who we are and to help us understanding the of social identity, just like we can recognize who we are. For example, me, I know that I'm Sundanese because my parents already taught me that we are belong to the Sundanese family, and also both of my great grandparents is Sundanese. That's why we I'm now understand that I am Sundanese. The fourth, to develop scientific abilities such as finding the source, sorting the source, and analyzing the historical resources. That is very important. Also, it could help us to develop critical thinking and creativity, imaginative and reflective thinking skill, so that we can decide which one is right, which one is wrong, and which one is the could be responsible, can be taken, which one is the source that is very important, which one is not really important, that we can know it from the learn the history. And the last one is understanding the memory and inherited tradition. Okay, everyone, so after all of the material that we already done to learn it today, what is the conclusion for today material? I already make it in three questions that I will answer also, so that you can understand what is the conclusion for our material today. The first one, what is history? The answer is history is a study of events that happen in the past. So history is a study about the past. The second one, why do we bother about the past? The past help us to see and understand change of how the society we live in has developed. And the last one, how about the future? Some events that happen in the past help us to plan for a better future. So we cannot just see from the past, but we also can learn from what already happened in the past, so that we can plan, make a better way for our future. That is the importance of history. Yeah. So history, from the history we learn, so that we will not make a mistaken in the next or in the future of the year. Okay, everyone, it almost done, but certainly, actually, I really had to call it as homework, but cause certainly you will be lazy to do it. So that let me tell you, I really want to know how your views about the history, why the history is important for our life, and I really want to know it from your views, cause in this material you just know from my views why the history is important. Please write an essay that contains your views as the answer to the question. This one, the question, mengapa sejarah, why the history is important for our life. No matter, can write it in the Google document or Microsoft Word, or you can use your handwritings, but certainly make sure that I can read your write your essay. Okay. And also please send it to the Google Classroom in the format of PDF or GPG, and make sure that you can done it just a week after this material already sent to the Google Classroom, and also you already done to understand all of the material that I have given to you all. I'm really waiting for your views why the history is important for our life. Okay, everyone, that's enough for the material today, and we already in the end of the meeting. I would like to thank you very much for your attention in this class. I really apologize if I'm already make a lot of mistakes, especially my limited English ability, as you also know from my how my way to speech in English. It's very intermediate. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question or you did not really understand from the material that you already done today, please contact me. Don't hesitate. You can send me in email also. If you meet me in any other place, you just can yeah, speech or deliver your question to me. Thank you very much for your attention. Hatur nuhun, syesye, sukron, bahu kubuk. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time.